Hello. Can you hear me? Good. Hello. And welcome to the Birmingham Musicale's opera program. My name is Bonnie Brooks, and I'm your program chairman of the day. I would like to ask you to please silence your 20th and 21st century devices right now. Please, let's not have any phones ringing. Okay, so tonight we feature 5 wonderful singers, a fabulous pianist pretending to be an orchestra, and a handbell choir of 12 talented ringers.
To begin our program, we will start with O mio Babbino Caro, an aria from Gianni Schicci by Puccini. Gianni Schicci is a one-act opera, the third one of a trilogy. This is unique. The story comes from Dante's Inferno. Puccini and his librettist saw potential of social satire. The opera's story concerns Donati's death, a wealthy man, and his will, to which his relatives discover they have been disinherited. They come up with a scheme to change the will by putting Gianni Schicci in the dead man's bed, so he can change the will at the last minute. But Schicci pulls a double whammy and bequeaths Donati's fortune to himself. In this aria, Loretta, Donati's daughter, is begging her father not to separate her from her lover, because without a dowry she cannot marry him. Here is Kay singing, "Oh my dear papa," in Italian, "O mio babbino caro." Just before dawn, alone in his study in the great Escorial Palace, King Philip has been up all night brooding on his empty life and impending death. Somber cellos introduce the mournful theme, and then King Philip begins his bitter reflections. Ella Giammai, Mamo, she never loved me. No quel cor chiuso è a me. That heart is closed to me. King Philip of Spain, the most powerful nation on earth, is ironically bereft of many vital things. His wife's heart, his son's love, the hearts of the victims of the Inquisition and those of his Flemish subjects who chafe under his harsh rule. The verse echoes almost obsessively the depth of his depression and sadness. It is the language of a man locked in his obsession with his own problems, without care for others. The aria ends as it began. Ella Giammai m'amò, no quel cor sciuso a me. Amor per me non ha. For me, she has no love. The morning begins to dawn. The king sits desperately despondent at his table. His deep concern for his kingdom, always under attack from other nation rivals, is now accompanied by the pain from within. The realization that his child bride Elizabeth has never loved him. The all-powerful king is now reduced to an aggrieved man. Ella Giammai m'amò. Seguidilla is an aria from Carmen by Bizet. Carmen is a gypsy who works at a cigarette factory in Seville, Spain. While in the factory, she gets in a fight with Manuelita. Carmen is arrested and handcuffed. Don Jose, a soldier, is in the room watching her. They have seen each other before because Jose sits outside the factory when the employees come outside on their breaks. Carmen realizes this is her chance to free herself and not go to jail. She convinces Jose to release her with this seductive song, and they leave together. Carmen is a 4-act opera in French, so check your translations. It is an opera comique that tells the story of Don Jose's downfall. Jose abandons his childhood sweetheart and deserts from his military duties, yet loses Carmen to the Toreador Escamillo. Don Jose kills Carmen in a jealous rage. So, why is this called an opera comique, you may ask? Well, there were 2 opera houses in France. A grand opera house, which attracted the upper class, and the opera comique house, which attracted the middle class and presented lighter works. Bizet wrote for the middle class. Hence, an opera performed at the opera comique house. It's opera, and it doesn't have to make sense.
Ton
Prelude on Herzliebster Jesu by Gramann. This grand dramatic piece is a gem of the handbell repertoire. It combines three Lenten melodies: Herzliebster Jesu, Ah Holy Jesus by Johann Kruger, 1640, Kedron from United States Harmony, attributed to E.K. Dare, and Victime Paschali Laudes, the Gregorian chant for Easter Day. The melodies are introduced one at a time, then skillfully woven together into a powerful whole. The composer, Fred Gramann, is recently retired from his position as music director and organist at the American Church in Paris, France. Bellissima recently played under his direction at a handbell festival at the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island.
could not imagine an opera program without something from Carmen. We've already got it covered, but we're here for it too. This is our contribution. Martha Lynn Thompson, who arranged it, is from Little Rock, Arkansas. As most handbell people, she is still alive and still writing. She's most known for her arrangements of classical pieces. So she wrote this arrangement way back in the dark ages of handbells back in 1979. We've come a long ways in those years, but it's still a great piece and we're playing it. The Overture to Carmen.
Hansel and Gretel by Gilbert Humperdinck is a fairy tale opera in 3 acts taken from the Brothers Grimm set of songs, originally in German but today sung in English. This is also in your translations. The story is about a brother and a sister who are misbehaving and sent out into the woods by their mother to find berries to eat because they have no food. They get lost and have to spend the night in the woods. Eventually, their father saves them from the witch who lures children into her house to bake them into gingerbread. The Sandman aria, Children's Prayer, end the first act. The Dewman aria opens the second act, but they all appear sequentially in the opera. Bonnie will be singing 3 different characters, and you will be able to tell when she changes her costume.
For dearly do I love you.
Flower Duet from Lakme by Delib, arranged by Eithun. This lovely arrangement of one of opera's most famous themes was written in honor of Janet Van Valen, the founding director of the Kalamazoo Ringers. Janet has now stepped down for health reasons after many years as a leader of her group and of the greater handbell community. Sandra Eithun, the arranger, is from Wisconsin. She is a prominent name among handbell composers and also a grad school classmate and dear friend.
Jeremy Weinberger's comic opera, Schwanda the Bagpiper, was written in 1926. In these days, he was one of the most popular composers in Europe, but his music is mostly lost now because the Nazis didn't like it. But this particular polka and the fugue that goes with it are standards in the band and orchestral repertoire both. This is the first time they ventured into handbells. This is a brand new arrangement. You're the first ones to hear it. The polka from Schwanda the Bagpiper.
An operetta by Gilbert Sullivan. It is in 2 acts and is subtitled The Town of Titipu. In the 1850s, Londoners were enthusiastic about all things Japanese, so Gilbert and Sullivan set this in Japan. But they were taking satirical aim at elements of British society, in particular, capital punishment. As always with Gilbert and Sullivan, things work out happily in the end. A Mikado was a combination king and god. In this story, he has decreed that all men who flirt are to be beheaded. The tailor Coco, betrothed to his ward Yum Yum, flirted and was condemned to die, but got himself appointed Lord High Executioner. Since he could not fulfill his duty until he cut his own head off, the town of Titipu has been saved the loss of most of its male citizens. Enter Nanki Poo, a wandering minstrel, and incidentally the son of the Mikado himself. Nanki Poo has run away from home to avoid being married to the much older Katisha. Nanki Poo and Yum Yum fell in love at first sight, but her betrothal to Coco caused Nanki Poo to leave the town. He returns in hope, hearing that Coco has flirted and is condemned to die. Imagine his despair when he is told that Coco lives and the wedding is that day. About the time Nanki Poo is apprised of all the recent events, it is time for the daily return of the young women of the local convent. Enter 3 little maids from school.
Three little maids from school. One little maid is bright young, two little maids in attendance come, three little maids is a total sum, three little maids from school. From three little maids take one away, two little maids remain and play. Won't have to wait very long to say, three little maids from school, three little maids from school, three little maids who all unwary come from a lady's seminary, free from the genius of Mary. Three little maids from school, three little maids from school.
Barcarolle is a duet from the opera The Tales of Hoffmann by Offenbach. This opera is a three-act opera with a prologue and epilogue based on the life and loves of E.T.A. Hoffmann. The original plan was that the acts would serve as a spiritual journey from youthful infatuation through mature love and then to the indulgences of an idle vagabond. But Offenbach, the composer, died before the opera was completed. It has been reinterpreted ever since, with the acts moving around in different orders. The Barcarolle is sung by Gioletta, a Venetian courtesan and Niklaus, Hoffmann's poetic muse, disguised as his friend. I Got Plenty of Nothin' is a song composed in 1934 by George Gershwin for the 1935 folk opera Porgy and Bess. The lyrics are by DuBose Hayward, the author of the novel Porgy, on which the opera was based, and Ira Gershwin. It is one of the most famous songs from the opera. Porgy sings the song in Act 2 after he and Bess have been living together and expressing his new happiness. Like several other arias in the opera, it is implied that it is being performed by the singer to the other characters, in this case as a banjo song. The song expresses a cheerful acceptance of poverty as freedom from worldly cares. The singer says he has the most important things in life, 'cause the things that I prize, like the stars in the skies, are all free. Most of all, he's got my gal, got my Lord, got my song.
Oh, I got plenty of nothing plenty for me. I got no car, got no mule, I got no misery. Oh, folks with plenty of plenty got a lock on the door. Seems with plenty, you sure gotta worry while you're out there making more. What for? I got a lock on the door, that's the way to be. They consider wrong from the floor. That's okay with me, cause the things that I prize, like the stars and the skies, are free. Oh, I got plenty of nothing plenty for me. I got my gal, got my song, got heaven all day long. No use complaining, I got my gal, got my Lord, got my song. I got plenty of nothing plenty for me. I got the stars, got the moon, I got no misery. The folks with plenty of plenty gotta pray all the day. Seems with plenty, you sure gotta worry how to keep the devil away. I ain't fretting about him till the time arrives. Never worry long as I'm well.